everyone, welcome to this channel Better Coder, where you learn to code and become better in development. So today we'll be starting out with a language called Python. If you're new to this coding thing and what's Python, I'll be explaining on the way, but let's start. Let me explain. So what coding is basically when you have a computer and you want to do some task or you want to achieve some task, you just do it manually, like opening an application and then doing the things manually. But using coding, you can automate things like doing tasks for you. Like you want to manipulate a Excel sheet, it will do for you. But you know but everything doesn't happen immediately. You have to learn everything step by step, and we'll be covering each of the things, how things work and go around in the computer. So basically, to be honest, computers work on a thing called machine language, which is like really crude, called binary, which you can't properly understand. It's like a instruction which only computers can understand. When you open an exe file with a notepad, you can understand that how it is a binary which is not readable, or it's not clearly readable. You can somewhat read a part of it. And so for that thing, what happens with Python is, right, we'll be learning a language which is basically a programming language, is a set of instructions or a type of language which only computers understand and can interpret into their own form. So basically what Python is like, it's an clearly readable English type of language, or in simple words, Python is a language which is human readable. It's like simple English, you can read it and you can speak it normally. The words and the comparisons, syntax and everything comprises of simple English words instead of the complicated symbols which are used by a lot of crude low level languages like Java, C++. That's why we'll be starting with Python. And also, to be honest, Python is preferred as a lot popular starting language which people learn first in order to achieve the basic thing. And why people use more Python is like, it's like you can focus more on the logic behind the programs, manipulations and things, instead of writing the syntax and code and taking time to learn the syntax. You can just dive straight into it and you can just start writing some lines of code which will like do something for you. And moreover, also Python is like really powerful, which will help you to manipulate everything. You can, what does Python do? It does manipulations of various files, which is done commonly by other things, but not Excel sheets or some complicated data types like PDFs, isn't it? Or maybe do artificial intelligence, where you train the computer to do some task for you or do some predictions for the future, like feeding a which age group like what type of music, and then it tells you to predict which group isn't mentioned. You just ask him to predict what does the age group like. So that's what you can achieve with Python, and that's what coding is about. Now what we'll be starting out is like Python is a language which needs to be installed locally on your computer. So in order to install it locally on a computer, you need to download the Python executable. So you can go to python.org and head straight over to the downloads page. So as you can see, it's loading and this is the download page. Since I am using Windows, I'll just go ahead and download, click on this button. The time of this recording is the Python is having version of 3.9.0. Maybe it might increase in the later future, but I encourage you to use any versions that is fine with you, so that you won't have any problem when you're working with further projects or something else while learning Python. So let's download this and we'll install this immediately. So as you can see, it's downloading. You have to click on allow and it will download the files. Since it has downloaded twice, I'll cancel one of them and it will download. When it finishes download, I'll hit you up, guys. So let's pause the recording and I'll resume it once it's downloaded. Hey guys, as you can see, my Python has finally downloaded and now we can continue installing it. So let's install it and we'll go over the Python main website or the Python source foundation. So what I recommend is like install launcher for all users and add Python 3.9 to path so you can access it through this command line. Command line is this thing where you type commands like Python to open the REPL. REPL is read, evaluate, print, loop. So here you can ask simple expressions like 2 plus 1, it gives me 3. So that's why we need the Python to be added to path to access through the command line. Then what I'm gonna do is customize installation. You have to check everything install for all users. Then I'll just change the location. So what I'll do is like I want to store it in the E drive. So E colon slash backslash. For Mac or Linux it might be forward slash, but for Windows it's backslash. Then we'll click on install and it will install by. So I'll hit you up guys once it's installed, and let me pause the video for now, and once it's installed I'll hit you up. As you guys can see, my Python install was successful, and now we can close this prompt. And what you need to do is click on the Windows button or the command prompt and then search command prompt for Windows, and you need to run it. For Windows, Mac and Linux users, it will be found as iterm2 for Mac users and terminal as the Linux users. Now what you need to do is Python. You need to type Python hyphen hyphen version. Now wait, it will give you a version. So as you can see, it is installed successfully Python 3.9.0 on my system. In order to check whether it works, you need to type Python, just Python on the terminal, and it will give you 3 arrow like prompt. And now what you need to do is type 2 plus 1, it gives us 3. You just need to type 22 star 2, it gives us 44. So basically this is the multiplication operator, and it works. Now what you need to do is install a code editor. But before that, let's explore the python.org official Python website. So as you can see in this website, they gives a tutorial about the basic things. They give us some examples of how to operate. As you can see, Python 3 simple output with Unicode. It can print Unicode character. If you aren't familiar with Unicode characters are some characters like these emojis. As you can see, some characters like these emojis with normal keyboard doesn't support. Unicode characters are like cannot be directly used from the keyboard. You have to copy or paste from somewhere. If you're interested about learning more, you can Google Unicode Unicode table. I'll put this link in the description for the official website. As you can see, it has the of characters which you won't find usually in the normal keyboard, like this fancy letter things or this math symbols. Let's see some of the fancy letters. As you can see, these are some of the things you can normally find with the keyboard, isn't it? You just need to, what you do is normally click on that, and you just need to paste wherever you want it. So basically you just click on copy and it's copied to your desktop. It supports the Unicode, that is a great thing which is usually not supported by other languages. As you can see, it gives you really handy things which really minimizes your learning of syntax and increases the productivity. It also gives you some defined functions which you don't have to write from scratch, or writing them are really easy. As you can see, intuitive interpretation, the operators and parentheses and everything, it works like the simple math you learned at school. It's really easy. I mean, it's not really harder than the normal maths. You can do it. You just need to, when you are learning programming, the one thing you need to keep in mind is how you're gonna implement something. I'll tell you about it in the upcoming videos, but let's install and complete and learn the basic things how everything works. So, I just talked about Python usages in the starting of the video, isn't it? But there are some really good fields like web development, developing websites, GUI development, making graphical user interfaces like the softwares which use like this command prompt or something else like this recording software, isn't it? So, Python can be used for scientific and numeric purposes. It can be also used for software developments and also administration. If you're wondering what system administration is, it is basically performed in Linux systems mostly because it's really secure. And system administration is certain tasks which are like you're the owner of a laptop and you have to do some certain tasks to run a process in the background or do something, isn't it? I'll explain to you all these fields in really depth, but it's just the starting. So what you need to do is just learn the basics, then move over to interesting things like we'll be building surely for some projects or making websites and things. We'll be learning in deep. Now, as you can see, can see something like PYPI. If you right click and open a new tab, what is PYPI is Python Package Index. So let's say I wanna send a text message using Python to someone, but normal Python doesn't support it. So you're gonna wonder how do I do it? I don't wanna make it from scratch. So you just go here, type SMS, and it'll give you a lot of things which other people have made. So you can just go here and use this command to install it, and you can just directly use it in your code. So it's simple as that. It's not really something tough. And more about documentation. If you're gonna watch this docs, it's short for documentation. So let's say I'm stuck. I wanna know how to do something that gives me output. I'll just go here and search print, and see. It'll give me an output. How do I do this? So it just gives me a description of this works, certain things, then it gives me how the code looks and examples and such things. It just helps me how to learn or how to know or gain knowledge about a certain thing, how does it work, and how can I use it in my code. It's really good. Like, to be honest, as a developer, which you're gonna be soon, documentation is like the bible for all the developers. Yeah. So now what we're gonna do now is like we need something to write code in, but what do we write? Isn't it? Like a perfect editor is that provides you some IntelliSense that helps you write code and also provides syntax highlighting and search several features that are really good. So what you need to do is head over to code.visualstudio.com. I'll surely remember to put these links in the description. Don't worry, I'll surely put them, buddy. So let's head over to this link and install this awesome text editor called Visual Studio Code. It is not only just for Python, but you can really use it for any language in the world. Low level languages, C++, Java, Julia, just name the language and you can just use it in your code. It's really simple. So now since I'm using Windows, you can download it for that, or you have thing for Mac OS, or if you're using Linux you can use it. So let's download for Windows now and wait it for to download. So let's wait for it to download. I'll resume the video once it's downloaded. Let's pause for now. Hey guys, welcome back again. As you can see, my Visual Studio setup got installed. I'm in downloaded, and now let's start to install. Now we're gonna install it and do some few setups to improve your setup for the Python and everything, so we can immediately get started in the next video. So let's open it and start installing. As you can see, it has opened. I accept the agreement. It'll go create a desktop icon, add to path. What I think is like I'll close the command prompt for now and then go to next, install. Yeah, as you can see, it has started to install in my E drive. As you can see, it's E drive. But it might be different for you, as I have set E drive as my default installation place. So you know what? Let's wait for it to download. I'll pause this video and we'll continue after the downloading. Hello back. As you can see, my Visual Studio Code setup wizard has completed. It has a checkbox called Launch Visual Studio Code. Maybe you need to uncheck it. We'll do start manually because if you just start it immediately after installing, there might be some problems you face. So we'll just check this for safety, and then click on Finish, and we're done. Now go ahead and Visual Studio Code, enter, and let it open. Let's wait for it to open, and it's opening. I have been already working on project. You might see it, it's fine, but let's wait for it to open. As you can see, it has opened. Now we need to learn the basic things. So let's start by this. Let's open just a file for viewing. I'll open this license file. So let's wait for it. Yeah, as you can see, it is open with the GNU license. Okay, now we are ready to go. So first, the thing we're gonna check is this thing, extensions. So since we're starting out with Python, you might ask what extensions are. So basically extensions are some of the additional things which are developed by other developers who aren't really with the Visual Studio Code development team. Just as make their own extensions for other people to use and add it to VS Code, and tada, you can just use it. Like since we're gonna start with Python, search for Python extension, click on this with the start thing. The other must be Microsoft since they have developed it, and you just need to click on install thing. You'll get here. Since I have kept it installed, you won't find it, and we are good to go. If you are interested in better compilations and things, you might consider installing tab 9. It's an awesome thing. It uses machine learning to write code faster. It's really awesome. You might want to start it. So expression, we're done with this, and let's check the basic things. In this file menu you can find opening files, adding folder to a workspace where you work, and then closing editor, folder, window, or anything you want to go. And in the edit tab you want to go with those things. You always get a shortcut. If you forget them, you can always see them by opening the tab. You get a lot of things. We'll just go with um we'll just open the settings thing. If you just don't like the default theme, you can always change it to something else. Like let me change to um dark, I guess, or something else, tomorrow night blue. Yeah, that's me. And you can change the the file icons. As you can see, I have installed VS Code icon. If you like this, you have to just go to extensions bar, search for VS Code icon, and you will find this icons by the VS Code icons team. You have to just install this and you're good to go. You'll get the icon, and you need to go the file icon theme and change it to this. So I hope this is really a good editor, and if you wanna change this, it's really modular. Let's go for the settings. You need to use a shortcut called Control Comma. As you can see, it took me to things. You can see you can change the font, tab size, and things. Line thin. If you want something like block, it'll change. As you can see, it changes to block. I'll change it to block for now. And there are multi-cursor things. It's a really good feature. Like I wanna edit this thing and edit, and I wanna add hello. As you can see, it edits in the both place. I'll just remove it since I don't wanna really mess with the license. It's good as it is. There's some exclusions of file. We'll talk about it when you're going for the version control thing. And let's check out something else. Okay, so what I'm suggest is font. You might wanna consider changing this font. And workbench, I wanna change this icon click baby toggle. You have to change it to toggle if it's not default. You can change the color themes, the icon theme, you can change it here. Sidebar location, if I want I can move it right. As you can see, it moved to right. but I want to keep it to left. So yeah, let's do it. You have the status bar, this thing which lies in the bottom. You can just uncheck it, so it'll hide it. See, as you can see, it's hidden. I just really use it for shortcuts, so it'll be fine with me. And let's see what we get. Screencast mode. There's something when you record a video or share a GIF with someone and such things. Here are the extensions. I have installed a lot of extensions. Like you can also change the themes and such. I mean, to be honest, VS Code is a really good editor. You can change each bit of it. It's really awesome. Like if you wanna edit two files at once, you just wanna consider dragging this file and to the right, and you're good to go. See, as you can see, it open in the double mode. If you wanna open another file in the this thing, okay, oops, it worked something. I wanna open it in the bottom part or something. As you can see, it opened for me. I mean, you can really change and mess with these things, and you can understand how these things work. If you're stuck with things how to understand, you can go for this health and interacting playground. Sorry. So here they will help you with the basic things like how to do this thing, or I'll show you. It's really interactive, like you can edit in real time, and as you can see, I'm editing really. Yeah, as you can see, it's editing, and this is Express and something code. It's JavaScript, but we won't be focusing since we're starting with Python. It's really good language, and you will love to learn it. I hope you have understood how to install the things, and we have just literally explored the websites, the documentations, the Unicode thing. The links will be surely in the description. You can find them surely. Just be sure to check the description for the links, and you can also use them for installing it locally. And I hope you have learned something new, install the things, and let's leave now. We'll see you next video where we'll be starting out with Python and the basic things. Hope you like this video. Be sure to click the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. It really supports us a lot. I know since it's this first video you might not like it, but I recommend you watch all of my videos. I'll be trying my best to explain and things. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.